Hi, come on in, come on in. So today, let's talk about the first 3 days of school. I know, it's scary, especially if you've never done it before, but I'm gonna walk you through what I do on my first 3 days of school, and I hope that it helps you out. So are you ready? Let's go. If this is your first year of teaching, congratulations. And I wanna let you in on a little secret that if you're nervous, that's okay. We all get nervous. I don't know a single teacher out there who doesn't get nervous before the first day of school. It's totally normal, and I've been doing this now 15 years, so I still get nervous. All right, now, I'm gonna tell you about kind of how I do my first 3 days of school, and I'm gonna try to do it in under 10 minutes. Wish me luck. So it's the first day of school. Now, the night before, I lay out my teaching outfit and I prepare some sort of breakfast that's going to be ready for me in the morning, whether that be in the crock pot or overnight oats or something, but something that's gonna keep me full and give me energy, because you're gonna need energy. Then I try to go to bed early, and I say the word try because we're all a ball of nerves, and so sometimes it keeps us up. And then I try to wake up early. You want to get to school early in the first week because there are gonna be little things that you still just need to do. And you just kind of wanna make sure you've got all your T's crossed and your I's dotted and all of that. So at 8 o'clock in the morning, our school starts at 8:10. At 8 o'clock in the morning, we walk down to get the kids, and we have a little sign that has our class number and letter. So that way, when we go down there, parents see the sign and they're like, oh, that's the homeroom teacher, and so they can ask questions if they have any. It gives a chance to kids to kind of identify that you're their homeroom teacher, and it just allows kind of that anxiety to come down a bit. And then at 8:10, we all walk our kids up. Now that's a lot of teachers walking up at the same time. There's congestion, kids are gonna get lost, it's gonna happen. They're gonna end up in the wrong room. They eventually all show up, don't worry, they all come to the right place. So when the kids come in, I stand by the doorway and I just kind of talk to parents some more, talk to the kids. I tell them where I want them to put their backpacks. I tell them how they need to find their seat in the classroom. And on their seat, there's a student information sheet that we have the kids do. And the kids work on this. So as the kids are working on that, we kind of say goodbye to the parents. Of course, some parents want to take pictures and hang out, but eventually the parents start to kind of, you know, head home for the day. And then what happens is I give the kids, you know, usually about 5 more minutes or so. At this point, I walk around the room and I check to see who's here. It's very rare that a kid is not here on the first day. I log into attendance and I send attendance in. And after that, the kids want to know about you. Like, they're just so curious. You need to turn it on. You need to make it interesting for the kids. One way that I do that is with a game called Truths and Lies, and the kids love it. They love it. After 2 truths and a lie, I kind of start talking about the different procedures and expectations. Throughout me explaining these things, I sprinkle in the little like incentives, the little icings on the cake, the little sprinkles, shall we say. And I don't tell them everything right away. Be prepared that whatever you tell them, you're going to be telling them again and again and again and again and again and again. And you need to lay that groundwork, okay? If you expect to have a successful year, you gotta lay the groundwork. It's just how it is. Now, for any procedure that you have and you really want to go well, you're gonna need to practice that. You just are. You're gonna have to practice multiple times. So for example, if we're going to recess or to lunch or at the end of the day, I need to practice with them ahead of time how I want that done. and try it. And also too, like a lot of you do attention getters, I don't. If my voice is on, yours is off. That's the rule. So, and that's a non-negotiable. It's a non-negotiable for me. But anyway, so like those are the things that I want to remind you is you're going to be explaining a lot over and over again. And you in your head might have thought you explained it so great and kids are like, I don't get it. So be prepared. So another thing that we do on the first day is we have a community circle, and this gives us a chance just to talk and learn about one another. I think one of the biggest mistakes that teachers can make is that they're trying to pump out a ton of curriculum on the first day. And honestly, your first couple days really should be about getting to know them. I'm gonna tell you a quick little story, quick. And I remember like a few years back, I decided I was gonna have the kids get on the computer and we were gonna do tech on day one.
Big mistake, big, huge.
Do not take out technology on day one, just don't do it. It's not worth it. Throughout the day, sometimes you have to just read your students. You might have everything planned out. Things might take longer, things might not go well, and you have to cut them. And so you have to be prepared. And sometimes there ends up being like a little bit of a space where you don't have anything. Rather than scratching your head and letting anarchy take place, you just pull out a book. Kids love being read to, they love it. Make sure your choice is interesting. It's important to also give your kids some downtime, like a little bit of time to breathe. It's a lot of processing for them. So we make art portfolios for our students, and it's really simple. We used to use this construction paper here. Our art teacher now gives us like much bigger paper, but essentially it's the same idea. You give them 2 sheets and they get to draw however they want, and their name and class needs to be on it. So like their name and number needs to be on it. And that's a really fun experience. When I have my kids working independently on something that doesn't take necessarily like a lot of thinking, right? I mean, right? Like it's drawing. It's not like they're thinking, you know, about math or they're reading or something. I always put on Pandora. I do the Jack Johnson Children's Radio, so I know I don't have to worry about anything that shouldn't be said, or I don't have to worry about lyrics or anything like that. So that's a definite pro tip. Music, and the kids love it. The kids love it. So honestly, between talking about your procedures and doing some team building and having a few little items for them to work on, that's it. Day's gonna be gone. So on day 2, I get the kids, we come back up, we do attendance, and then we kind of talk about procedures again, expectations. I sprinkle some more incentives for them, and then I have them work a little bit independently. So these are from Scholastic, and it is this personal poster set. My kids love this. They love it. There are all kinds of bits to it. I absolutely do it every year. I think it's so fun for the kids. Whoa, there were 2 in there. Okay. So this is what it looks like, an exclusive story. This here trips some of the kids up. This is hard for some of them. So you just kind of talk to them about it. A lot of kids are like, can I bring in my own picture? Yes, bring in a photo. And then here's the second side. And you know, a lot of my kids want to present their work to their classmates, to their peers. So I have a little thing called open mic in my classroom. It looks like this. I made it myself. I know it's not super fancy, but it gets the job done. Okay, so like I said, we do a lot of reading of books, but we also do author studies in 3rd grade. So one of the authors we love is Patricia Polacco. Patricia, if you're watching, we love you. And so we read Mr. Lincoln's Way, and after we read Mr. Lincoln's Way, we fill out this information here, and this is something I created, And it's this character report card. We write the name of the story and then the character's name. I tell my students they can either pick Eugene or Mr. Lincoln, and then I go with the consensus. If a kid really wants to do the other one, then they need to fill this out on their own. And then we pick 3 different traits here. We give them a grade, 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, A, B, C, D, E, A, B, C, D, F, whatever you want. And then we have to give an example from the story, right, of how they did that. So that's pulling that information out. And then it says here, blank demonstrates blank when blank. So you've got your sentence frames if you have a student who needs that, an ELL or something like that. And then we say again, so we choose 2 of the ones that we picked there. I also then have the kids work on these selfies here. I found this online, and the idea is that the kids draw a selfie of themselves. I personally actually have the kids do it, not so much a picture of themselves, but things that represent themselves. And I just made these. They were not hard to do, so I made those. And then there's a writing piece that I'll have that goes with it. So they'll explain to me what their images are and how they represent them. And I tell the kids that I really don't want it to be technology heavy. If that's one thing they want to add, that's fine. I'm doing this as like a collab video with all these amazing other teachers, and we really just wanted to present to you like an option that maybe isn't being presented. I know so many people say, what do you do on the first day? What do you do on the first day? Well, now you know what to do on the first 3 days. And so if you're coming from somebody else, hi, welcome, I'm Kate. It's so great to meet you. I would love if you become part of the fam, so hit that subscribe button. Hit the little bell too so you don't miss anything. And yeah, now that you've seen my video, go hit up the other ones. We have amazing teachers in this class, all the way from 1st grade up to high school, so you're getting the gambit. Anyway, you guys, that's it. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye!